Good evening. Before I get started, I do want to say that I want to thank the speakers for your candor, your honesty. It truly is breathtaking. And I was there in your seat when I gave my talk. Sadly. Well, anyway, let me get started. So my name is Charles Alvarez Zamorano, and I attended DeWitt Clinton High School in the Bronx. So hello to everybody in the Bronx. Sadly, it was like 2 decades ago. I had hair back then. So the reason I'm standing here before you today is because I was part of the first group with the Wendy Wasserstein project. Back then it was called Open Doors. And I had the pleasure, and I look back today and hearing her voice of having Wendy as my mentor. She also became my friend. The times have changed. As some of you embark on your careers, you will soon realize that, the world is changing, corporate America is changing, and they're now understanding the value of having people from various backgrounds in the same conference room, in the same meetings, in the same boards, making D&I part of their DNA, right? Diversity and inclusion. When I think of diversity, I also tend to think of diversity of thought and experience, not just race or color. You see, back when I was in the Bronx, I grew up humble, which is, kind of another phrase for poor, in the projects. And to my parents, and my mom is right here. Hola, mommy. And, she doesn't speak English. So you can imagine it's an interesting experience. I'm a first generation, like probably many of you. And for the most part, everyone around me was the same. So the question was, how am I going to differentiate myself from the rest? So I'll tell you a quick story. I was being interviewed by the vice chair of an asset management firm, and the question came up, and this is important, so be ready for this if it ever happens to you. Tell me something that's not on your resume about yourself. So I began to tell her about the TDF program and how I'd just seen a play, I think it was August, Osage County. And unbeknownst to me, I told her, oh yeah, and Wendy Wasserstein's my mentor. And she goes, what? Wendy's your mentor? She was completely in love with Wendy, and if you haven't read it or seen it, with the Heidi Chronicles, which is what she won a Pulitzer Prize for, made an impact in her life. She was also a Jewish woman. Her name was Diane Loeb. I don't have to tell you the meeting went well. Now, if I got the job because I knew Wendy, I don't know. But it didn't hurt. So there it was, my differentiator, my TDF. Through the power of experience in theater, I have no doubt TDF changed my life. It allowed me to have an opinion on theater, to develop a refined taste of what I like, and also importantly, what I don't like. It gave me a new platform to entertain myself, to learn and grow, and to gain my own new experiences while getting a window to others. This was all born out of Wendy having an idea, like you just heard her saying, the right to go to theater. If you think about it, this is not even written, now I'm going off script. But, growing up in the Bronx, poor, think about it, $100 for the theater or $10 to go see a Marvel film. Which one are you going to do? But I wanted to have that experience. Which is why I'm so excited to announce that the Wendy Alumni Ambassador Program is going to come into effect. The Alumni Corp is an extension of the Wendy Wasserstein Project that aims to support former Wendy students as they begin their journey, their colleges. Each group is assigned a volunteer adult professional who will gather the group 2 to 3 times a year for 2 years post-program when students want to return home or go to the theater, use their memberships or offer professional or worthwhile opportunities for development. I will tell you, standing here a decade later, that networking is one of the most important things. It truly changed my life. I'm proud to hear all of you here. I'm proud to be excited about the pilot program. I look forward to furthering Wendy's vision, because although when I first sat there and I said, There's not an artistic bone in my body. I don't know what this theater is, what plays are, but it really allowed me to find the common denominator in a world that I wasn't really familiar with, and it let me break through. So with that, thank you for giving me your time. Thank you for letting me to listen to your stories. And I want to introduce a really good friend of the program, Mr. Tyler Riley.